poles, known as the Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis.
Inside the Earth is this churning molten iron and nickel, and it creates this magnetic field that enables your compass to work. And so this is what causes the charged particles to come down at the North and South Pole. And it's the speed of those particles passing through the atmosphere that creates the aurorae.
The storm could affect the power grid, as well as satellite and high-frequency radio communications. The Space Weather Prediction Center observed conditions of an extreme geomagnetic storm Friday evening, reaching a level 5 out of 5 severity, which hasn't been recorded since 2003.
The particular sunspot we're looking at closely now is actually 15 times the size of Earth, so it's huge. We observed these eruptions. We recognized that we're going to impact Earth, so we were able to give the power grid and other technology owners and operators a heads up.
That increased solar activity is giving Americans everywhere a dazzling colored light display. I'm Rob Kirkpatrick reporting.
Weather specialist Nick Dunn joins us with your Storm Center 7 forecast. And Nick, unfortunately, we're probably done seeing those lights. Might not see them tonight.
Yeah, I think it's looking more and more unlikely at this point based on some new data from the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. But let's break down why this is so difficult to forecast at times. And if we take a look at the graphic here, we do find that the sun itself is over 90 million miles away. Let that sink in for just a moment, because that in itself already complicates the forecast. And so solar storms are really tricky. As you saw in the package there, we have to watch and wait and see what happens, and then we have to try to forecast how that's going to impact us here on Earth. Now, what's also interesting is that those auroras, they're very fickle. They can suddenly become very weak, or they can suddenly become very strong. And that's exactly what happened on Friday night. It became very strong, and everybody, even here in downtown Dayton, had a chance to see it. You didn't even have to be away from city lights, and that's kind of rare for us. And so what's the end result? It is unlikely that we are going to see them tonight, but the chance is not totally zero. But the further north you can go tonight, if you don't have to work tomorrow, maybe just take a trip north and you might get lucky, but I'm not guaranteeing it tonight. That chance is certainly quite low for us. In fact, here's the forecast updated tonight from the NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. That low on the horizon line staying north of the Miami Valley. Now, I know some of you saw it last night. We had some leftover effects of just how strong that solar storm was on Friday. And so again, I think the better chances tonight for visibility likely to stay north of the Miami Valley for us. Here's a couple of photos I wanted to share from last night. Sean from Richmond, Indiana, you can see the really vivid color of lights there. But in contrast, Teresa in New Bremen, not as vivid, but still some of that was certainly visible last night. Now tonight we have clear skies. Would be optimal viewing to go out there and see the northern lights. Temperatures are pretty comfortable right now. 61 in Urbana, 65 here in Dayton. We're down to 63 right now in Salina and 62 in Springfield. A really comfortable night. These temperatures are certainly a little milder than where we were last night. Live Doppler 7 is dry. The light blue and green that you see here, this is ground clutter that the radar picks up at night. Birds, trees, automobiles, and other different objects. But the coolest spot, interesting enough, for Richmond is at 55. You don't have to travel too farther south to get to the warmest spot in the Miami Valley right now, and that's Oxford, sitting at 68 degrees, and we expect dry weather to prevail. Now, the pollen counts. I've been hearing from some of you that these are just off the charts, and I did look today. Weed, yeah, that is considered a high count right now. Grass and tree pollen, certainly considered very high, and that trend is going to continue into the day on Monday because it's going to be warm and dry. Afternoon highs getting up pretty close to 80 degrees. The kids at the bus stop tomorrow morning, 53 degrees. I've had to lower that temperature for tomorrow morning. Plenty of sunshine to start the day. As we get into the afternoon, you'll find a few clouds starting to build, but I think the kids get home dry tomorrow. 80 degrees for an afternoon high, at least pretty close to that the way it looks right now. So really nice afternoon. Shorts and t-shirt are a good idea for you. Futurecast tomorrow morning shows a few clouds filtering in, but we stay dry. Those clouds thicken up a little bit tomorrow afternoon, and based on the latest run of Futurecast, I think we even get through the dinner time hour dry. The rain is looking to come in a little bit later now. So going into your Tuesday morning, I would definitely plan on a wet commute to work and school, showers, and maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder, but we're not anticipating severe weather. You notice off and on rounds of showers into the afternoon and evening, and even into the day on Wednesday, maybe a bit unsettled with off and on chances for showers across the Miami Valley. Rainfall totals through Monday night, I'm not expecting a whole lot as we start to see the better chances for rain Tuesday into Wednesday. The rain totals really start to add up for us. We could see around a half of an inch or so. I think some of us may see a little bit more than that, but if you don't find those heavier bands of rain setting up over your location, you might find some spots seeing a little bit less than that. Your Storm Center 7-day forecast shows after that high of 80 tomorrow, we're a little cooler Tuesday into Wednesday as that system impacts the area. We're back up into the middle 70s for Thursday. We make a run towards 80 as we get ready to go into the next weekend. But you notice here, more chances for unsettled weather returning. We'll have some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast.
Thank you, Nick. And the Coast Guard says plans to remove a large piece of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge didn't happen today after all.